In today's news, Dimar, Fredrick and Marcia Jennings charged in separate firearm-related seizures. And government leaders stress necessity of public service transformation. The Lions Club of Tortola closes 50th year anniversary with slew of end-of-year activities. And the BVI Stars men's and women's softball travel teams crowned kings and queens of VI champions. Well, these and more stories when 284 News return.
Father Jesus, that line you long like church service.
Alright, you enjoy the rest of the day. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes,
Good
Sonny.
morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Over there. You must have cut front of people.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man protect you.
How may I assist you? You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top-Up Turn-Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top-Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
Well, welcome viewers to the Tuesday, November 22nd edition of 284 News. I am Kamal Haynes. I'll bring you the latest out of the British Virgin Islands. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. While leading today's newscast, 23-year-old Dimar Fredrick of Fat Hawks Bay has been slapped with several firearm-related charges following a police operation in the Longlock area on Monday. Well, this was confirmed by the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force, which said the charges include, and I quote, keeping a firearm without a license, unlawful possession of ammunition, and common assault, end quote. Fredrick is to appear before the magistrate's court at the next available sitting. The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force said the latest seizure adds to the recent recovery of a number of other firearms. But just last week, the RVIPF announced the seizure of 2 prohibited high-powered assault rifles and the confiscation of a quantity of ammunition and cash at a residence in Harrigan Estate. Well, today, the police revealed the identity of the persons charged in connection with that operation to be 41-year-old Marcia Jennings, a native of St. Vincent who resides in Harrigan Estate. Well, Jennings was charged with unlawful possession of prohibited firearms, unlawful possession of ammunition, proceeds of criminal conduct, and possession of a controlled drug. She was granted bail in the sum of $20,000 and will have her appearance in the Magistrates Court on January 19, 2023. The Commissioner of Police Mark Collins expressed his concerns with the alarming number of firearms seized in 2022, noting that many of these weapons are brought into the territory through illegal ports of entry. With this, he warned, put many lives in danger, as these illegal firearms are often, and I quote, put in the hands of persons who have and will recklessly endanger lives, end quote. Well, Commissioner Collins also made an appeal to persons to come forward and share any information that could lead to more firearm seizures. With persons with information can contact the intelligence unit directly at 368-9339. And moving on, viewers, we're on November 22nd. The Deputy Governor's Office held a Public Service Transformation Midterm Review and Future Outlook activity. Well, the purpose of the event was for local ministries to update the public on the achievements accomplished since the inception of the Public Service Transformation Program in 2019 and to inform on plans for the future. Ahead of the presentations for the day, participants were addressed by some of the territory's leaders on their vision for the transformation of the public service. But first to the mic was Governor His Excellency John Rankin, who stressed the importance of making the necessary changes so that the territory could emerge stronger from the wide range of challenges it's impacted by.
I'm not a mathematician, but we all know the solution we want out of the equation, which is an effective public service, delivering good governance, delivering effective governance, delivering for the public, delivering for young people, for older people, for those who are sick, for those who are moving through the education system, and delivering for businesses, delivering for the private sector, delivering for those who live here permanently, delivering for visitors to the territory. So that's what we want. But we also live in a period of huge change. And not just technological change, but also in terms of population demographics, with almost all of us living much longer than previously the case. Challenge in terms of the threats we face, as we know, from climate change, from global pandemics, and for the economic challenges which we face from inflation, and the constant demand, frankly, for us all to do more, often with less. And I don't underestimate the difficulties involved in those challenges, but if we don't solve them, if we don't solve the equation, then we'll fail to deliver the good governance that we all.
Well, Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalia Wheatley shared similar sentiments to the governor and said that it was necessary for the public service to be made more client-focused.
It is absolutely important for us to have a public service which certainly is client-focused, a public service that is efficient and effective, and a public service that meets the needs of our community. And I want to congratulate you for recognizing that there's a need for transformation. I know that our public servants oftentimes feel overworked and underpaid and understaffed. And I believe that transformation is the key. By examining our processes and making them more efficient, so we can use our human resources more efficiently and effectively.
Well, perhaps the most visually elated by the day's activity was Deputy Governor David Archer Jr., who had this to say on the journey to what he believes will one day be a world-class public service in the BVI.
I can tell you one thing. When something great is about to happen, it feels difficult. When something transformation is about to happen, you hear concerns and you hear complaints. I am all in and all confident that the plans that you hear today will surprise you, will amaze you. But the mere fact that the governor is here, the premier is here, our leaders are here, we're saying we want to be held accountable.
Well, viewers, 284 News will explore the developments to come out of each ministry involved in Tuesday's activity in subsequent newscasts. Moving on, viewers, where the Lions Club of Tortola has this year celebrated its 50th anniversary. As the year nears an end, the club is embarking on a number of annual initiatives. All-Round Grant has this story.
The Lions Club of Tortola has this year celebrated its 50th anniversary of the club. As the year nears an end, the club is embarking on a number of annual initiatives such as a food drive, food distribution, and toy drive. Lion Nadia recapped the 50th year anniversary of the Lions Club of Tortola.
It has been a very fulfilling year. As you would remember, this is our 50th year. It's our 50th year of service within the BVI. And we celebrated our 50th anniversary earlier this year with a big shebang.
Yeah.
You know, we had dinner, we had our fundraiser, we had our license plates. I'm sure you would have seen our license plates, our Lions license plate. That's right. And I have to make sure that I show my pin off. And we would have had our fundraising dinner as well, and our commemorative booklet, which really, I would say, documents the history of the work, especially for the newer Lions coming in. You know, those of us who would have had an appreciation for all the different activities that would have happened over the years. And, you know, we really want to commend President Lion Kamika Forbes. She is our president. She would be what I would say the second half of the Lionistic year, the 50th anniversary, and of course our past president, Lion Kevin Foy. The two of them really, I would say, ensured that the club was able to set up a number of activities for the public in order to learn more about the club and to see the service in action, essentially.
Additionally, Lion Nadia put into perspective just how important these fundraisers are in funding a variety of community projects.
The proceeds from the initiative, along with other fundraisers that we're having, they go right back into the community and they help us to really give back. These proceeds help us to fund them, and a lot of persons would recall that we've been able to make different donations to the community over the years.
Finally, Lion Nadia took time to share the various community initiatives taking place to close out the year.
We have our next event would be the Christmas tree lighting and concert. That is at the Sir Alva Joyce's Plaza next Saturday, the 26th of November, and it starts at 6 p.m. and we will be bringing a host of different persons throughout the community coming through to sing and dance, and we have featured selections there. And it's the activity that essentially just heralds and ushers in the Christmas season for the BVI.
I agree.
For everyone that is familiar. This is something that has happened every year, literally one of our first signature projects for the last 50 years, I would say. And what makes it even more special is that our sister club in Virgin Gorda, the Valley Sound Lions Club, they're having their tree lighting as well at the Virgin Gorda Yacht Harbor. So these two events, two clubs, two tree lightings, one epic night for everything that we're doing.
Amazing.
And that's the Christmas tree lighting. And of course we have our food drives, which would be starting from the 19th as well, going down right through until the 3rd and 4th of December, where the public has an opportunity to come. They can meet us at Right Way, Bobby's, they can meet us at One Mart, and we're asking for donations, non-perishable items, and these will be packed into Christmas baskets so that we can distribute them to those who, you know, just need a little extra cheer for Christmas. And to wrap things up, my favorite,
yes, I know,
and what got me started with Lions is the toy drive. So this is where we get toys from businesses in the community, from persons like yourself. You know, when you're buying your toys for Christmas, you just pick up one extra and you bring them to the club. We have different donation and drop-off points. Caribbean Sellers is one. JNC is another one. There are different locations that you can drop your toys off, and we wrap them up. We have this huge wrapping party. That's all you can call it at this point. Where Lions come together and we have volunteers from the community, you know, the community service, students doing community service, they'll join us and we will wrap. And then we put them in bags.
Gotcha.
And then Santa, BVI Santa, aka the Lions Club of Tortola, we go through the communities during the week of Christmas Eve, and we have this huge toy drive train, like driving through. We light Tortola up, we light the place up, Virgin Gorda, we light everything up and distribute these toys. You should see the joy,
I can imagine,
the joy on these children's faces. So it's a lot happening. We enjoy doing it, and we enjoy making Christmas special for everyone in the BVI with the Lions Club of Tortola.
Reporting for 284 News, I'm Ron Grant. For the full interview, visit all 284 media platforms.
Well, up next, viewers, BVI Stars men's and women's softball travel teams crowned kings and queens of VI champions, and Guyana crowned champions of the Peter Haircraft Nations Cup T20 cricket tournament. But these are more stories after a word from our sponsors.
Good job there, brother. All right. I'm surprised you're here.
I'm surprised you're still alive.
Charles, it's been 60 years.
I wish it was 60 more.
Let it go.
No. You know what you did.
It was just ice cream. But you know what? It was delicious.
What?
We're like a family get-together without all the family drama.
What you gonna do?
CG Insurance. Good like that.
Freeze. Choose your mix. Choose your flavor.
Introducing a show poised to help guide modern-day men into 21st century distinguished gentlemen. It doesn't always involve suits and bow ties, but raw, real-life lessons. I'm taking you outside in the field to share the journey of some of the BVI's the best and brightest men. From East End to West End, Virgin Gorda to Jos Van Dyke, not forgetting Anigada. Our Virgin Islands gentlemen are doing the damn thing. We are the movers and shakers of this generation. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman. Season 4 by yours truly, Ron Grant. Raising a generation of greatness. Wednesdays at 8 p.m. on 284 Media.
Well, welcome back, viewers. Both the BVI Stars men's and women's softball travel teams were crowned the 2022 Kings and Queens of the Virgin Islands champions over the weekend. Well, the men's team captured the 2022 Kings and Queens title with a 15-5 victory over St. Croix Los Lacos. Rico Penn whistled a home run earlier in the game, and in the 7th inning, he finished the tournament with a solid single knock-in with his teammate Shahid Collins to win the title in St. Croix USVI. Shamori Robinson was named the most valuable player. Prior to the final, the BVI Stars men's softball travel team defeated USVI Spartans 5-4 to advance to the championships. Malik Malone struck a home run in the 3rd inning, bringing in 3 runners. In the 7th inning, the score was tied at 4-4, and Rico Penn smacked a double, allowing Malone to score the run to win the game. Alan Woodrow Smith was the winning pitcher for the BVI men. The full men's team include Carlos Maynard, Neville Smith, Rico Penn, Travis Malone, Jamal Allen, Shomori Robinson, Alan Smith, Shahid Collins, Jamari James, Andrew Stout, Malik Malone, and Jake Hopkins. Meanwhile, the BVI Stars women's softball travel team captured their title after defeating Team St. Croix in the championships 13-11 in 7 innings. Capturing the most valuable player award for the women's team was Jaleesa Shelley Potter for pitching through the game while being ill. The BVI Stars women's team had previously defeated St. Croix 4-1 to automatically advance to the championships, with Yvonne Richardson pitching the majority of the game and Potter pitching the last 2 innings to secure the win. The full women's team include Shanika Forbes, Bria Smith, Jean Niles, Jaleesa Potter, Daria Malone, Valissa Brathwaite, Kimisha Adams, Kamaya Matthias, Chloe Scatliff, Siobhan Richardson, Makeda Foy, and Shalik Foy. Moving on, viewers, to more sports, where Guyana T20 cricket team continued their unbeaten streak in the Peter Haycraft Nations Cup to walk away as champions after defeating Dominica by 8 wickets in the final on Sunday. Playing at the Greenland Recreation Ground in East End, Dominica, after winning the toss and choosing to bat first, were bowled out for 116 and 19.3 overs. Captain Alvin Africa was the top scorer for Dominica, posting 36 runs from 30 balls, including 4 sixes. Holzer was the pick of the bowlers, ending with bowling figures of 3 wickets for 20 runs from his 4 overs. Teammates Dan Paul, Chris Nanad, and Avishkar Sarakan also picked up 2 wickets apiece. In reply, chasing 117 for victory, Guyana eased to the required total, losing 2 wickets in only 10.4 overs. A player of the match, Sarakaran, stirred his side to victory with an unbeaten knock of 72 runs from 35 balls, including 7 fours and 5 sixes. Aaron Baker also contributed with 30 runs from 26 deliveries, including 4 fours and 1 six. The victory also saw Guyana claiming the grand prize of $3,000. Meanwhile, in the 3rd place match, the BVI team defeated St. Vincent and the Grenadines by 3 wickets. St. Vincent opted to bat first and posted 149 runs for 5 wickets in a match that was reduced to 15 overs aside. Kenrick Leslie top scored with 47 runs, while Imran Smith ended with an unbeaten 43 runs from just 15 balls. The BVI's Niels Hayes finished with best bowling figures of 2 wickets for 26 runs from his 3 overs. In response, the BVI team got over the line with 5 balls to spare, tallying 152 for 7 in an all-round effort from the team. Dennis Tyson scored an unbeaten 30 from 13 balls, while Sylvester Mitchell and Montgomery Butler both scored 28 runs apiece. 24 News spoke to the president of the BVI Cricket Association, Mr. Vajendra Bharat, who spoke about the origin of the tournament.
The competition was fierce. Guyana, everybody knows, is Guyana and St. Vincent, the two teams to be reckoned with on the island. Unfortunately, St. Vincent didn't make it to the finals. They have a huge following crowd of cricket fans here on the island. Them and Guyana, they bring out the most people. But it's good to see on a day that the BVI, Dominica, Guyana, St. Vincent played the semis, and then we had Guyana and St. Vincent in the morning for the third place playoff. The crowd was out. The turnout was tremendous.
Barat also addressed the level of competition in this year's tournament.
The competition was fierce. Guyana, everybody knows, is Guyana and St. Vincent, the two teams to be reckoned with on the island. Unfortunately, St. Vincent didn't make it to the finals. They have a huge following crowd of cricket fans here on the island. Them and Guyana, they bring out the most people. But it's good to see on a day that the BVI, Dominica, Guyana, St. Vincent played the semis, and then we had Guyana and St. Vincent in the morning for the third place playoff. The crowd was out. The turnout was tremendous.
Well, up next, viewers, Bermuda MP Jesse Adams seeks to address rising costs of living and 7 RSV hospitalizations in the USVI. But these are more stories when 284 News return.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Aye. This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What do you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What do you really? Hey, this ain't like you, know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I hustle. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Welcome back, viewers, and thank you so much for sticking with us. Well, MP Jesse Adams of Bermuda was elected to Bermuda's Parliament in October 2020, representing constituency 19, Pembroke West. Well, this proved to be a memorable victory as it made him the first person from his party to represent the area. Well, MP Adams recently sat down with our Ron Grant to discuss issues pertaining to the rising cost of living in Bermuda and ways in which his administration is seeking to assist residents.
The rising cost of living continues to affect everyone, internationally and regionally. Just across the region in Bermuda, MP Adams, Jesse Adams, along with his administration, are taking a number of measures to help mitigate the high cost of living and assist residents. While MP Adams said blame could easily be put on international unrest, residents don't want to hear that. They simply want solutions.
So I think for me, the key place to start is in our 2020 election manifesto, our platform, where we said, and we were committed to building a nation of earners. And the reason why I always like to start there is because it speaks to, for me, it speaks to a mindset. Far too often, too many Bermudians recognize or see themselves as the customers, the tenant, the employees, and we're not seeing ourselves as earners. And so we need to change that mindset so that we become the earners, the decision makers, and the controllers of the assets in this country. And so the question then becomes, how do we get more Bermudians on the property ladder? How do we get more Bermudians to earn a piece of the rock? And so what we then did was recognize that two key barriers to entry into the property market is the overall down payment or the down payment requirement, but as well as a growing or escalating cost of borrowing. And so it took quite some time. We went and spoke to a number of the local banks, and we were proud to have come to an agreement with Bermuda Commercial Bank on what we call the Mortgage Guarantee Program. And so effectively, what this program does is for the government has agreed to guarantee a portion of individual mortgages. And in exchange for the government's guarantee, the BCB has agreed to reduce or provide a discounted rate towards the mortgages. And so what we can say and what we're proud of is the fact that what we say industry standard interest rates, if you look at just across the board from bank to bank, the average cost of borrowing in mortgages, the Bermuda Commercial Bank has now offered 2% lower than that, 2.5% lower than that. And so this is significant savings to people of Bermuda, whether it be, obviously it depends on the size of the mortgage, but we're talking hundreds of dollars a month that this is providing relief for. And that is just on the monthly repayments. Also, as I said, there's two key barriers. It's the interest rate, but it's also the down payment. And so what happens is the average standard down payment requirement in Bermuda is around 20%. And so if I'm just throwing round numbers out there, if a person were to look for a $500,000 house, they have to come up with $100,000 first. And so that often becomes a non-starter because the person sees it quite insurmountable to be able to come out with $100,000. And so what we've also been able to arrange with BCB is they've now lowered that requirement to 10%. So for that same house, instead of $100,000 you would need for the down payment, you would only need $50,000. And so this is the government being able to step in and not only allow individuals or make it easier for individuals to get in the property ladder, but then make it more affordable for you to sustain it by lowering the interest rate. And so it is a huge accomplishment that we collectively are proud for. I know I'm often given the kudos and the credit for being the driving force, but as a member of the government, I just look at it as me doing my part in seeing that the people of Bermuda are benefiting.
I understand. And now are you able to put a number of persons, a figure as to the number of persons that have benefited or will initially be able to benefit from this program?
Yes. So as I said, so we are guaranteeing a portion of the mortgages. The entire program is a $50 million program. And so we estimate that we will have affected around 250 to 275 people. Now, if I can, as much as I think part of the emphasis also is that this is a pilot program. And so it's always great when you say, this will help 250 people, but then at some point we recognize that there will be a 251st person. And so what we also have to continue to articulate is the fact that this is a pilot program and that the government maintains focus on reducing mortgage rates for the entire country. But whilst we're focused on that, we've launched the Mortgage Guarantee Program to allow relief for specific individuals. And so the program is rolled out will be rolled out in 3 phases. We're currently in the first phase, and the first phase is first-time home buyers under 40 and under. So those who are 40 and under, and you are a first-time home buyer, you have first eligibility to enter into the program.
For the full interview, visit all 284 media platforms. Reporting for 284 News, I'm Ron Grant.
Well, viewers, that's it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for daily news update at 284media.com and like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Kamal Haynes. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.